Hello, and welcome to the White Light podcast / video series, episode 19, the final episode in this installment. This is so crazy. Joanie, how do you feel about it?
Surreal. This is abso-friggin-lutely so strange and surreal. I can't believe it. I can't believe that it's been a 3-year run for this WMNJ DREW University, now off-site radio show that we kept pumping along past January.
That's so amazing. So, as always, my name is Chance Jones. That is Joanie Eisinger with me. I'm calling from Raleigh, North Carolina, and Joanie's in Jersey. So before we get started, I have a quick disclaimer for you all. The material contained in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. This information is not intended to be construed as a medical diagnosis or treatment. This information should not take the place of a consultation with a healthcare professional and/or diagnosis and/or treatment. So, welcome to the White Light finale. This is crazy. So today we've got a couple of callers in, one surprise guest caller at the end, hopefully. So let's go ahead and get started. I will call Kaylin.
Kaylin was on the show at least once.
At least once, yeah. I think maybe a couple of times.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the White Light. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So you already know my name is Chance. But yeah, I have Joanie Eisinger with me today.
Hi, Kaylin.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Chance and I were saying you were on the show at least once. How many times were you on the show?
I was on twice.
Twice.
One was sophomore year, and then
Yeah, I remember because we went together sophomore year. That was when we had the radio show together, me and Kaylin.
Yep.
So yeah, how are you feeling today, Kaylin? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, nice.
At my parents' house.
Yeah.
I went to UMass Amherst where I graduated, so I know a little bit of Massachusetts.
My one of my best friends actually went there, so I'm pretty close to there, so that's my neck of the woods.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah. I went to boarding school near Boston, so I love Massachusetts. Oh, by the way, Kaylin, congratulations on graduating.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, so
how can I assist?
Yeah. Do you have any questions for Joanie, sir?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and something I wanted to ask was, like, I feel like for the past, probably, like, my entire college experience and, like, more in the past couple of years, like, I just felt like very much not like myself, and I feel like now I'm starting to, like, get back into my groove, but I was wondering if you could, like, look into my spirit and, like, tell me if I'm doing okay and, like, if I'm channeling back into myself or if I'm kind of, like, being led astray. I don't know if that's a good question.
Oh, I totally get it. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm going to go in and see what happened. Were you there at Drew for 4 years?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go in and find out what it was like for you during the 4 years and the change that you have now, where you're feeling that you're back to yourself, back in the groove. So I'm going to go in now. Let's see.
Okay.
Do you feel that during the 4 years that you were there that it was trust issues, that there were people there that you weren't quite sure if they were posers, so you had to be a certain way to cover up your true identity, quote unquote, because there was some fakery there?
100%, yeah, totally.
Honey pie, that's the story. It was a trust issue. It was all about trust. There were a lot of masks people were wearing. And this was about honesty and full disclosure, and people were hiding a lot. So I'm going to go in regarding the culture of the group to find out. And for those of you who are watching me on split screen, and Kaylin, I'm smushing my nose because it's so itchy. You might hear some sneezing because it's allergies, and I'm about to sneeze, and here we go. The first sneeze of the show. Is it going to happen? And no, that's a disappointment for all those watching and listening. First disappointment. Okay, here we go. Hoping for positives from here on in. So I'm going into the culture. Oh, here we go. So we have the Kleenex, though, for everyone. It's the first blow your nose of the show. And I won't. No disappointment. Here we go. No disappointment. Going back in. Why were people posing? Transitioning. There were a lot of people that weren't from the Northeast, and it was hard to acclimate to the colder weather. And due to the vibe, it was woodsy and chilly, and it was unnerving for a lot of people. It was, for many people, it was like they call it like a concrete ballroom. So you could dance, but it was on a hard floor. So it was just difficult for a bunch of people who came from different climates to acclimate themselves to the woodsy cold. So people started putting up masks and coverings, hence shields. They didn't feel quite like themselves, and they just wanted to let their hair down and relax, but it was edgy and it was climate-based, it feels. So you show up and you're like a snow bunny. I'm just channeling, honey. So you're like a snow bunny, and you're coming from a cold climate, and you're like, well, I'm used to this, so this is cool. I don't get it. What are y'all having problems with? I'm real. And there was a bit of suffering. People didn't feel comfortable in other ways as well. Some people had money issues, and that their financial constraints made them sad. They weren't able to play around with the other richies that were at the school. So that brought a vibration down. Hence, they were posing as if they had more than they really did just so they could fit in. Does that resonate?
Yeah, I think so.
And there's also something here too that I get, and it has to do with tribal loyalty, which is the root chakra, which is the first energy center, and it had to do with conformity and trying to fit in. And a lot of people were having difficulty with individualism and separating themselves from the hive or the herd. And you show up, and I don't feel when you came into school that you had those constraints, that you were more of a free-floating entity unto yourself, and that you felt the need to partake because they were stifled and go along with because they were. Does that resonate?
Yeah. So I think what was interesting for me was, like, when I first got there, I was like very much my own entity, and then I started conforming like super hard. And then like being done, obviously I like relax again. So I guess I think it even like seeing myself in that position as well, you know? That makes sense.
I'm going to go in regarding your transitioning back home and out of that culture. It's interesting. It's like they show me a metaphor of you take your cap off and you You tip your hat like thank you. You throw off your cape and you move forward, and I don't see you looking back, that it's a chapter that is done. You're satisfied. Any energies that don't belong, I see you are shedding them. I see like you're doing a good clearing, that you're eliminating what doesn't serve you. You're doing what is for your best interest. I feel like money is going to come your way. I feel that you will be manifesting what you need, what you wish for, that your heart is in what you wish for, and that if you feel a little bit floaty, it's okay, because your experience was friggin' surreal, right, Chance, perhaps?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All of you basically were told go home, and you were seniors. You didn't really get to say goodbye, and then you get a diploma and you're back home. That's surreal.
Yeah.
So we've got floaty energy. So are you a carnivore, vegetarian, pescatarian, vegan? What are you?
I was vegetarian for about a year, and since I've been home, I've been eating meat just to like ease tensions in the family.
Yep. So your job, protein assists you. So whatever way you get protein will assist. It keeps you balanced and it keeps you grounded. Do you like nuts?
Yeah.
They help you. And also, do you do trail mix? Do you do seeds?
I don't do seeds.
Okay, they would also assist, like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, but you don't have to. There are some really good fats in there as well. A nice trail mix, but you don't have to. Also, do you eat cauliflower?
Oh, I had cauliflower yesterday.
There you go. They know what you ate, honey. They're watching. Are you a member of the Clean Plate Club, as my grandfather would hope that I would be? I was so proud. I'd be like licking up that plate. Here, look. And then I'd get one Lorna Doone cookie. Like, oh, please, Grandma, why Lorna Doone? Nothing against Lorna Doone cookie fans. Nothing against that, folks. Lorna Doone's righteous for those who like vanilla. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to you, Kaylin. Going back in. Had to just go back into my grandma Lorna Doone phase. Okay, I'm back. So, if there are people that you miss, reach out. Your heart is very full, so you have great memories. Definitely there were turbulent times and you miss a little bit of the chaos. Does that also make sense?
I don't know.
I guess what they mean is like when there were like exciting, crazy times.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Kind of like a little edgy fun in there.
Kaylin's nothing but edgy.
There we go.
Thank you.
So, that is a compliment, yes. Keep that alive. There are friends who are very bubbly that want to see you like on a Skype or a Facebook or a FaceTime chat, you know. Keep it going. But I do see a separation and it's new now. So you're going to be deciding who you want in your life and what you want your future to look like. It's all up to you, they say. You've got a really, really good head on your shoulders. You've got a good outlook. You're very clear. And also they say keep it simple. So you don't have to complicate anything. You don't have to overthink anything. There are things that are offered to you and they're right in your lap and they're gifts and they're divine signs. And I think you know it. Does that make sense?
I totally agree with that.
So follow the signs, follow the divine windows that open up. Read things that are helpful. Your resume looks good. It feels complete. Do you feel one day you're going to be the owner of a store?
Of a what? Of a store?
Yep.
I don't know. I think I've definitely had that idea in my head before, but it's never been a very clear, I don't really have a clear path for myself right now.
What did you major in?
Media and communications, and I have a theater minor.
I see, well, you've got the theatrical piece. I feel like you definitely have a knowledge base that you need to share with other people. You could be doing some script writing. Does that sound fun?
A little. I thought about it for sure.
There we go. So keep these balls that are in the air, juggle them up. We've got store owner, we've got script writing. I see some video stuff, I see some performance stuff, but that might be fun related. That might not be, the profession. But I do see instructing people. I see some kids around, but that could even be like a brownie troupe that you have a bunch of kids over and you're like, hey, let's all get up and make believe that we're blobs of sand and that we're sand castles, and then the tide comes and then we melt. Like how hard is that? You got to be a piece of sand and then become a sand castle. Good luck.
Yeah.
Like really, like too much fun, and then the waves come, and then you all like rock lobster from the B-52s, down.
I remember that song.
Right? That's what we used to dance to. I'm dating myself. So let's see if there's do you have any last questions? Do you have anything else to round this out for yourself so you feel more, so you feel clearer?
No, I think that's good. I think feeling like, I guess I asked because I've been feeling more clear, and a lot of like what you said at the end has been like how I've been feeling, and like it's reassuring to me because I was like, am I feeling this way just because I'm like thinking I'm feeling that way, or is it because like I'm on like the right track and like finding a good path for myself? So I think that's great.
What I would say to you, and I would say to Chance and everyone that's going to be watching this YouTube, is that when something feels good and you get a warm, fuzzy feeling, it means you're on the right track. It's that simple. If you're like, then that's a sign, because your heart has the knowing. And when you get a happy pang, then you follow it. And then it's like, oh, that feels good. Oh, that feels good. Oh my God, I found myself, I'm right here. Look what I just created, or look what I just learned, or look who I just met. And it's because you kept staying with the good feeling. You are on track. The world is your oyster. And again, I feel like you've got a very clear head. Also, do you feel that you're a lot about justice?
Yeah, I would say so.
Fairness.
Yeah, definitely.
So you will be in contact with people that want you to either mediate or help resolve things, and you're a very good listener. And you need to, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is personal or professional. And I see you asking questions. Okay, like, I need more information. Can you please elaborate? I don't understand. And then the person gets their time to express themselves, to help you know what's going on. And then you listen to another person. And I feel like you're going to be doing some type of expressive, it could even be communication seminars, where people could even be role playing a conflict, and one person has this side, one person has this side, and you are role modeling how they express themselves to each other well, so they can come to a resolution. I feel like it might even be professional. And it's interesting because it's almost where you use your theatrics, your theater background, to get people in almost like a workshop where they're talking, and then it's interesting. It's like a combination of theater in the round, but also like therapy or something. And then someone will raise their hand and say, listen, I have this issue with a landlord. So then it's like, okay, let's take you and we'll put you in this chair. And then the person talks a little bit and gives a synopsis. And then there are the rest of the people. Now I see it's coming clear. And they're drama people who have issues. And then it's like, who wants to play the landlord? And we put them in the other chair. And then you're helping. It's like, go. And then the person who has the issue in real life, who's a theater person as well. I think these are for theater people who need to express themselves better personally, but they sure as heck are able to hide behind a script and do it on screen or on the stage. Does that resonate?
Yeah.
Holy
that sounds familiar to me already.
Yes. And then you've got the landlord actor who's offering, they're just being, let's say, the hard ass, or they're putting that person in a pickle. And then it's that person that needs to express themselves, and then maybe you might do a freeze frame and then have other onlookers that are in the group say, okay, do people see, okay, what do they suggest? And then and then they might even give it to the landlord. No, you're being too soft, or it doesn't sound like that's what she's gone through. Or the person who's in the hot seat who's going through it might say to the landlord actor, no, that's not what's going on. It's like this. So the landlord has a better idea. Whatever it is, you might be using your theater skills to help people express themselves personally, whereas they're so great hiding behind the script, but in real life, their throat chakra is closed. Talk about the irony.
Yeah. Cool.
Double agent. The actor who plays therapist. But it looks like you're just doing acting, but you're helping to heal.
Acting literally is therapy. It's crazy.
That's all I've got for you.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Congratulations on graduating.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now, this is going to be up on my YouTube if you're going to want to hear this again or take notes. So if you go to YouTube and you go to Joanie Eisinger, you'll see it.
Okay, yeah. I'll probably check it out.
Or Chance will send you the link.
I think you also follow Joanie.
Now, Chance, I can't hear you very well. It seems like it went out a little.
Okay.
Hang on. Yeah, because I'm not hearing you. Nope, now I don't hear you at all. Now I think I might have heard.
What about now?
Now you're back.
Yeah? Okay, perfect.
You're back.
Thank you so much for calling in, Kaylin.
Yes, thank you for having me. I missed you.
Of course, I miss you too. I'll talk to you later, girl.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
And it's just so strange. No matter how you talk about everything that's happened so far as like being sent back, being sent back home, it feels like it was just like a huge energy shift all of a sudden. Just going from a chaotic normal every day to like a slow, steady, normal everyday energy, which is like it's just weird to have it happen so quickly. Like for me, it happened like, so one night I thankfully texted my mom. I'm like, "You're picking me up in 2 days, right?" She says, "No, I'm picking you up in the morning. So you better have all your stuff packed." I was like, "Oh my goodness. Okay." So I stayed up the whole night to pack my room.
Yeah.
And the next day I was back at home. So it was like the destroying of an entire like universe in a matter of hours, which was very strange.
Very strange, and you did very well. I'm sure there were other people that didn't do so well. As a spiritualist, I believe everything's divinely ordered, so there's some reason that y'all who did end up being ripped from their college campuses to end up at home were being challenged.
Yeah.
How to transcend, find meaning, not go to a place of despair and depression, and to rise above it, to find some silver lining, because everything is divinely ordered and one can learn from every experience, particularly the challenging ones. That's why we're here, to learn through that. So I'm sure there are people who are still grieving, and it would be normal if you were. My son had to leave his junior year, and he left all of his friends and had to come back home. And the way you describe the peace, it is, he said it's very peaceful and that it's steady, and that on the one hand, he's really so glad, but on the other hand, he enjoyed the freedom and being in that ruckus on a campus with his friends. That's why you go to college.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You go to college to make a mess.
Do you have any questions for me before we go on to the surprise?
So there was one thing. I'm pretty sure I've asked you about this before, but lately some I've been seeing more symbols of snakes. I think I've asked you what their significance is to me in the past, but all of a sudden it's just a lot of snake imagery has come back. So yeah. So why?
What I got was gobble. So the first thing was gobble.
Yeah.
So when you were talking, I saw the snake. Snakes can eat giant eggs. They can eat deer. They can, they can open up their jaws and go, Rah!
Yeah.
And there's something about savoring, and that when you're in the moment, I think that what snake energy is saying to you, specifically to you, is grab it and savor it, because they have a very slow digestion with that peristalsis, with the squeezing down and the ultimate breaking down of what they've eaten. So gobble. It's not gobble fast, it's the hum. And then when you have a good idea, when you have a good taste of something, where you savor it. Don't miss it, and don't yummy it up and then toss it. Be in that lovely state, and when you are there with it, not only do you feel good, but there's information that comes through and you learn. You might be missing some things, and snake is saying, watch how I do it. I grab the brass ring, meaning go for it, because that's your thing. Go for it. And it could just even be ideas that you're thinking about versus something that's right there in front of you today. Yeah. And if you've got it, hold it and be with it and get into it and feel it and know it and taste it and have fun with that. And that's the way you will understand something. And that's kind of like what I had said to Kaylin about you just being in that, and she does, just being in it for there and going into your heart, that your heart has the feeling. So for you, it's go there and then take it in and be with it. And that's where all the learning will happen. And then you might be like, you know what? I thought that was good, but now that I'm with it, I see it differently, or I don't want to be with that anymore. Or I'm going to alter it. Or I used to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. It's all in the savor, because that snake is able to grab a big concept. They also grab small concepts, small little things. Yeah. But I saw a concept. Bring it in, and do the slow digestion. No quick bites, no gulp done, no toss. How does that resonate? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because I am a very quick-minded person. So I will take a concept or anything really, and if I don't like it at first, I never try it again. Like if I don't like it immediately, don't do it again. Or if I do like it, then I kind of attach to it. But it's like I guess it's kind of the sorting process of what's good to me and what's bad to me. It happens very quickly. Like I'm very quick to judge. I try my hardest never to judge people, but I judge like experiences and objects slash like food. Like I'll taste something and then I'll never want it again, even though maybe I'll try it again in 2 years and then like it. So it's like I understand what you're saying. It's telling me to slow down, like, and I especially I like what you said to Kaylin when you were saying keep it simple. Like if something makes you feel good, keep doing that until you find like what really makes you feel good. So I feel like those two things kind of feed off of each other or add to each other in a way.
The judgment separates you from the oneness. So if you don't like something, you don't have to, but when you judge it and say that's bad, then you make yourself better then. And then you hurt yourself and other. So another way of looking at it is if, let's say there's food that you don't like, you go, okay, well now I know. But you keep it neutral.
Okay.
And so there are going to be things that you don't like. There are going to be things that piss you off. There are going to be things that you deem evil, whatever it is. But it's once we judge, then we are separating ourselves from the oneness. And there might be people that are listening and going, I don't get it at all. That is crazy. I'm allowed to judge. I can hate. I am of unity consciousness. I believe that we're all one and that we're all God sparks and we're all pieces of love and that we're all interconnected. So if you hate on or if you judge, you're judging yourself and you're judging everyone, and we all feel it, and that hurts. So rather than judge, you can accept and say, you know, I don't have to like it, but it is what it is. And, you know, go in good health. There's free will, and maybe you'll shift, maybe you won't, but ultimately I hope you see the light. So
I need to write that down right now. I never made that connection. That it's like that saying, like when you point at someone, you have like 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. That type of like blaming kind of. That's what they used to say to us in elementary school.
Everyone is playing their part, and we're all in a drama. All the world's a stage, and I'm saying that to a former theater major, right?
Yes.
And it's okay. We're here to play parts for ourselves and others, and we're all connected. And I would think of, when I learned about unity consciousness and the connectedness, I thought of throwing a rock into a pond or a lake, and there was a ripple effect, and that someone throws the rock into the center, but we all feel it because we're all part of it. And I thought, oh, shoot. So if you put a love bomb out there, then everyone feels the love. If you put a rock out there, ouch. So we all get to choose what we're going to put out into the collective. Now, we're also having an experience as humans. So if we don't feel negative feelings, and we're going to say things too, then we wouldn't necessarily be human. But it's being mindful of it and trying our best to think positively and be nice as much as we possibly can. And that's healing ourselves, and it helps heal the collective. Then we raise our vibration, we help raise the vibration of everyone. And if everyone just did that, wow.
Can you talk a little bit more about unity consciousness?
Sure. So it's not a religion, it's not a cult, it's just a concept. It's the concept that everything is love, that every single thing you see and don't see is love, and that we're all connected. So creator, creation, the infinite, ever expanding creation is all just love, and that we're all bits of it, and we're all having experiences. So we're here in this life, we're in other lifetimes, we're in parallel realities, we're here on earth, we're in other places, and we are here having a grand old time learning, and that we as souls want to grow, that we love that shit. We just do. And that I believe we have like an oversoul that knows where all of our aspects are in different incarnations. And ultimately all the oversouls come together to ultimately be that all of us as one. Mm-hmm. And if one embraces the concept of unity consciousness, then I believe that they're more sensitive to others. At least they're trying, hopefully, that with knowing about the interconnectedness of all things. Yeah. Like, for example, your car isn't just a car. It's a consciousness that of pieces of the oneness that come together to be called your car. Mm-hmm. And that there's some reason why you're with that car, and that car is carrying you. So that's a blessed vehicle. It's a consciousness. I cherish my car. I cherish my hair dryers. I cherish my refrigerator and my dehumidifier and my washer and dryer. I could go on and on. They're consciousnesses. I cherish my laptop. That's a vehicle for having me do this with you. Everything comes together. It's alive. And that is unity consciousness. That air speck, that used tissue, the mouse for this. Other people were like, what? She's not using that thing? It's all alive, and we're all together. So if I abuse something, then I'm hurting myself and I'm hurting you. And so why play in fear and the lower vibration, where ultimately I also believe in karma. So I believe that if I think negatively, that will come back. If I abuse, if I neglect, that will come back. And why do I want to hurt myself, and why do I want to hurt other? I want this to be a Woodstock. Yeah. So does that help you understand more about unity consciousness?
Very much. I never even like, so I've always kind of been one-minded in terms of like, I've only put together that humans are connected, like that our souls are connected, but in reality, everything is connected because everything is here, because everything exists.
The air, the water.
Yes.
The earth, a blade of grass.
Yes.
Electricity, love, happiness, paint, gauze, you name it. Every single thing is alive, and it's all alive. And those inanimate
I've always thought that
are being of service. They are being of service.
Yeah. So I've always appreciated inanimate objects, and that I've always thought that they had feelings. I think that everything has feelings, but I never put together that we're connected, because they may not be made of flesh and blood like we are. But I mean, what is flesh and blood made out of if not the same thing? Yeah, it's just like.
That's right. So flesh is a consciousness that comes together to be the flesh, and the fingernail and the tendon and the bone and the blood and the plasma, and they're all consciousnesses. And then the head is a consciousness. So as a healer, I can talk to a head, I could talk to a nose, I could talk to skin, I could talk to just the torso, I could talk to the right side of a body, and it's all intention. It gets kind of cosmic, but I could talk to a lamp, and I could talk to a laptop, and I'll get an answer, because if you believe it, then it's possible.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Now, I just want to know, before we continue on, take a look at your film, because it froze, and I want to make sure it didn't stop and that it's still recording.
It says it's still recording. Am I moving?
You're moving. It froze before, but then you went back. But when I had done a YouTube channel, YouTube for myself, it did a weird glitch. It wasn't through Skype. It was through video.
Yeah.
Through camera, I mean, on my laptop. And once it did a glitch, it ended. So I just want to make sure. But since this is Skype, that's different.
Yeah. It does say it's still recording. So yeah, I think we're all good.
Would you like to bring on the mystery guests? And we'll see whether they are, for those viewers, Chance and I, we spoke about the possibility of having someone come on, and we're not going to disclose this until Chance gives him a ring, but either we will get a busy signal, or we'll get, I can't talk, or we'll get him open, and then it'll be a surprise.
You know, I should have texted him before we started filming.
But then it might not be a surprise.
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
Do you think? Do you want to text and say, "Hey, are you free?" Well, no, because he might not pick up.
Yeah.
Does he know that it would be you if you call, or it's going to come out as a mystery? Then you know what? Maybe you want to text and say, "Hey,
yeah,
I have an important phone call. Are you free now?" And then, listeners, we're hoping for the best. I'm so used to saying listeners, because it used to be a radio show where people listened and we didn't have a video. So now it should be viewers.
Okay, text has been sent. All right, just waiting for a response.
We're waiting. So for those viewers that are tuned in for this finale, I started the White Light 3 years ago, and Carla Brady brought me in, and I was there with a former host for 2 years, and then that person graduated, and then Chance came on, and we started doing that in September. And then starting January of 2020, the radio station closed. It was kind of cryptic for us. And then we did it out of your dorm twice. Mm-hmm. And then we did it one time from where you were in your dorm and I was in my home. And then this is now, I believe, is this now the third show where you're back at home in North Carolina and I'm here?
Yes, this is either the third or the fourth. It's
third or the fourth.
Oh.
And we just kept it going because we did not want this to stop. We wanted this to go through to your graduation. And I formally say to you, I said it to you before the show, congratulations on graduating Drew University, class of 2020.
It's so crazy. I got a response and he is available.
Wow. So. Okay, so go for it. And you'd need to tell him that he's on the air so he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello? Is this Christian?
Hey. This is, yeah.
How are you doing? Well, first I want to let you know that you're being recorded, and that Joanie is here.
Oh boy, hey Joanie.
How are you? Do you know where you are?
Oh my God, am I on the show?
Yes, you are. You are on the White Light ever. So we thought it would only be, it would only be fair to call you to end things.
Well, that's amazing. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. So how have you?
Yay!
I've been pretty slow. I mean, quarantine's a thing, but I've got a dog now, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
This is episode 19, Christian.
19. Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's been a while.
It has been 3 years to be exact.
Holy crap. 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Can you believe that?
I know. Time flies so quickly, especially during quarantine.
So what are we doing? Oh, yeah.
So, I just wanted to ask you, like, how did you start the White Light, and are there any favorite moments that you want to talk about?
Oh, man. Well, we started... Oh, man. When we started, I believe it was Joanie who had the idea, right? And I was the person in charge who felt like he could put it together.
That's right.
So I was like, yeah. And I was like, I've never done something like that before, and I really enjoyed the idea. So, of course, I was going to do it because it was a lot of fun. And it turned out to be amazing. One of my best moments, one of my favorite moments. Ooh. There was this time where we had Joy on, and she said, and Joanie had said that in a past life, Joy was one of my cats. So that
yes!
I listened to that episode. I remember that.
Yes!
I really like that
one. The one that I remember, too.
Yes. We also got into some really cool discussions on just sort of I want to say the physics, but it's not quite physics. It's the... just how this system works and the whole idea behind our souls going back to this larger collective to plan. I think it was like a pre-birth planning session kind of thing. Before we came back and almost continued life in a different perspective. I really enjoyed those conversations too.
Yes. Yes, in between when people were asking questions, when there were witnesses as guests, you would ask some very, very good questions about like what's it like? How does it feel when you channel? Why, we'd talk about people becoming animals, animals sometimes becoming people, and then relationships between the students and their parents and what to do or why you come in to be the child for that parent and vice versa. And we also talked a lot about people's majors and what they might do when they graduate. That was big.
Nothing is off the table. Nothing is ever off the table.
Exactly. It was all up for grabs.
Joanie, is there any special moment that you remember with Christian?
I think the biggest one had to do with when people wanted to know if who their animals were to them and if they were ever any animals.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool.
Yeah, that one I think we were laughing our asses off. And one thing that just was very fun was sometimes when there were a lot of people in the studio, just where the chairs were all filled, people were sharing earphones, earbuds, sharing microphones. Some of the call-ins, I think, Chance, one time you called in and you were sick from your dorm room.
Oh, yeah. I remember that time.
You can't make this stuff up. And it was just, for me, it was very surreal to be going onto a college campus where I could sit there in a radio station recording studio, whether it was with Christian and also, is it okay, Christian, if we say your last name?
Yeah, sure.
Christian Alvarado, host, first 2 years of the White Light, Chance Marcel Jones, third and final year of the white light. So, you know, where I would go and sit there, whether it was with Christian Alvarado or Chance Marcel Jones, and assist the students on their journeys. That to me, I will never forget. And I thank both of you, and I'm going to get all choked up.
I'm going to start crying out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
I didn't even expect to get choked up. I feel so blessed, and in my new earth reality, I would love to do this again. I would love to be on a college campus like Drew, where I assist college students, grads, and even former students, whatever, people on their journeys with their careers, with opening up, helping them open up themselves so their worlds open up. Because that's what both of you are doing. Christian, you've been out for a year now, and Chance, you're on your way. And it's like I'm going to be 57 in September, and so I've been doing this, you know, and so I feel that to have a connection with someone who can be a bridge between, you know, Earth and the other side, to help guide and help with the blocks and have people get in touch with their divine guidance, that to me is priceless. And it's not me. I feel blessed that I have this gift, and that priceless gift that I feel that I could offer you guys is, there are no words. So.
It's been amazing.
Thank you, Joanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate having done the show with you. And Chance, I appreciate you taking over when I was gone. My time was up. Super cool. This is just a super cool experience.
So with that being said, Christian Alvarado, do you have any questions for Joanie Eisinger?
Can we go back to the dog thing for a second? Can you tell me what our relationship is?
So you have a dog now. When did you get your dog?
So, we got Izzy around the middle towards the end of April. She's about 1 year old, and I actually took care of her for a small week last year when my partner was on a cruise. So we kind of like know each other already, but now I've like fully taken over this dog.
Yeah. He or she?
She. Izzy's a girl.
What's her name?
Izzy.
How do you spell that?
Izzie.
Got you. Izzy. Got you. I'm going to go in and find out how you know Izzy. I'm just going to see, in Egypt, Izzy was an animal. I just want to see if I can get what type. I feel that Izzy might have been a horse, and it had a dark coat. And I feel like you took care of her. And you had a very dark complexion, and so did she. And you took care of her silky mane and her silky dark features. And in your taking care of her, it was a mirror of yourself. So she gave you the opportunity. She was a big, big, big version of your beauty. And she afforded you the opportunity to take care of yourself in her image. For you to see your beauty through her eyes, through the vision of her was your seeing you, and you did a very good job in doing that, and you ended up loving yourself.
Wow.
She was also a Siberian Husky.
Oh.
She's been a mutt. She was I think she was like an eagle, but I'm not sure. It was a predator type of a bird with big talons and a beak. She was a hawk. That's what it was. She played a hawk. She likes China for some reason. She likes hanging out there. She was a spaniel, cocker spaniel. She was a pussycat. She was a bearded lady because she liked all the fur on the lady.
Of course he does.
That's a pisser. Let's see what else. And let's see what she's here for you now. Is she very animated, and she goes and she'll go away and she'll come back and then she'll go to the right and the left and then she wags her tail and then she stops?
Oh, absolutely. Yep, she's animated for sure.
Yeah. So what she's doing is she's guiding you. So she is helping you release things that don't belong, and she's leading you, which is the irony. You normally, the master is leading the dog on the leash. She's in charge. She's leading you. She's taking you to new places. So whether it's at home or outside or in the back or wherever you are, she's instructing you. She's talking to you. There's a lot of commentary. There's a lot. And she's of goodness and heart and strength, and it gives you muscle. There's something very strong about it, and in the way that she's territorial, correct?
She is, I wouldn't say territorial, but she's very curious about every environment. She doesn't really claim things, but unless it's the couch. The couch is hers. Everything else is kind of up for grabs.
Right. So when I say territorial, there are spaces that are hers. So she might not have spritzed on them and sprayed the way a dog would to say, that's my area, don't go anywhere else. There are certain areas that feel more hers than others, and that helps you make decisions about boundaries and who comes in and who stays out. Does that make sense, how she would help you?
Yes, that absolutely makes sense. The one thing that I've learned with Izzy is how to set my own boundaries, time-wise and space-wise. Otherwise, she's going to run my life.
Mm-hmm. Right. So she is a great teacher. She also was a circus act. She was one of those little toy poodles that would do little tricks through hoops. She would jump through little hoops. She used to be a toy poodle circus act.
Wow.
I gotta say, I see a kangaroo, so I think she played kangaroo too. The jumping thing was very fun for her.
Mm.
Really?
She liked the jumping. So if you ever had a hula hoop and you were outside, it would be really funny if she jumped through the hoop.
You know what? I'm going to get one and try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she small, or what size is she?
She's a rather small dog. She's an English bulldog.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. She's got a wrinkly face and everything.
Oh.
Beautiful. Are there any last questions?
Any last questions? Oh, You know me, I don't really like to have too many spoilers all at once. If I have any other questions, I'll hit you up for sure.
Absolutely. That's the
That's
plan.
cool.
And that's going to be the same plan with Chance.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Chance, do you want to tell Christian what our next show is going to be?
Yeah, so Joanie and I are creating like sort of like The White Light, but more of a web series. We're doing the Spotlight.
Oh, wow, cool.
And so the Spotlight is going to focus on people who are creatives. So artists such as yourselves, actors, dancers, singers, even architects, like people who just have to design or have to use their own consciousness in their work. And we're going to, specifically for me, this came to fruition through the idea of stage fright and connecting that to karma from past lives. And so getting rid of that, and adding generally more confidence into the work of all artists.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, we'll have to connect with you on that because you are an amazing artist. So yeah.
Well, thank you. I'd love to be on whenever it's ready.
Of course, totally. That's coming soon.
Absolutely. It's going to be where people come on and they'll have blocks of different kinds. Or why am I never called for second audition? Or I've got writer's block. Or someone commissioned me to do a painting and I'm choking. Or why can't I remember my lines? Or I'm not worthy to wear that crown in that play. Anything, and then I go in and I assist the creative regarding what this is about, what their soul growth opportunity is. It could be karma, could be being of service, learning by opposites, creativity, whatever it is. And it's similar to the White Light, but it's for people like you and Chance to help move forward.
Right. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it will be. It totally will be.
That's fantastic.
Thank you for being our last witness on the White Light.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much
Christian.
for having me.
Oh, of course.
I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right,
We'll talk
you guys
to you
take
later.
care now.
Bye, you
Sending
too.
love. We'll be in touch. We'll speak.
Of course. See you later.
Bye. Wow, how about that?
That worked. We did it.
That was amazing. Honestly, part of me, just because like that, there were so many opportunities for him not to be available. I was so surprised that he was. Like,
Yes.
it's amazing.
What are the chances?
I know.
I
Okay.
want to thank you, Chance, for
my-
my God. I met you 3 years ago, and I met you at a psychic gallery. I met you at a psychic fair. You had me do the de-stress event. You
Yes.
called into the show. You were on the show when Christian hosted, and then when he graduated, it's like at Marwa and Erin. We weren't able to get it over that summer, but then it was like, wait a minute, Chance! And you did it. We did it.
That's what they, so in high school I had the nickname Opportunity because I would just like do everything in the theater department that I could, regardless of people asking me to or not. So that's Opportunity saying hello.
Thank you.
Also, something I noticed when we were talking to Christian was that the hosts and you, our names start with C, and I had, and Marwa was M, and my middle name starts with an M, and goes Mar, and also Christian CH, and then Joanie JO. So it's like, so I don't understand. What are the odds?
Now help me out here. I see Christian CH. I see Chance CH. But where's my JO? Help me out.
Jones.
Oh, Jones, J-O-N-J-O. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I
There are
don't.
no coincidences.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It was a good run, and I thank Drew University for having me on their campus. If you want me back on, just give me a ring. You know how to reach me.
Yep.
And that was a great studio with some great old-time Drew University rock posters of the big ones that were on the campus through the years.
Miss those posters, honestly. That studio was actually pretty kick-ass. It was pretty amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
So I will be seeing, you and I will be speaking, and we'll be creating the spotlight.
We'll be creating the spotlight, so look out for that, please. It should be coming soon, by the end of June.
And do you think that'll be that? I think we're thinking right now that that will be on your YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would pick that off and I'd copy and paste that and have my web friend put that on my media page of my website under radio,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would publicize that around Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
Awesome.
So and you've got a great logo for it, so we're all set.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This
Wonderful.
is so honestly such an amazing movie that we're making, like you keep saying.
Amen. Amen. We're making a really good movie, and I will see you on the spotlight, honey pie.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye, honey pie. Sending love to you.
You too. Mwah.
Bye. Bye.